Hello, everybody. This is Juice. What you're about to hear is what most of our pre-podcast talks are. We're somewhat following the format, but there's a lot less production in this one. So just a fair warning. If this sounds a little bit out of the ordinary, is because it is. I don't know if we'll continue with this. Probably just be a one-time thing. This will probably just be a every once in a while thing. Let us know what you guys think, and depending on how you guys like it, maybe we'll keep it going. But thank you for listening. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. I thought Mizuki won. You know what the thing is, like, I thought it was a really interesting fight. You know what it kind of reminded me of? Kind of like Nunes Shevchenko too. Not that it was like it was kind of boring, but what was interesting is Mizuki is so tiny. I don't even know if we mentioned it last week that she was going up in weight. And I forgot how fucking big Wu is. And then I know you told me last week that she missed weight. But I was like, okay, whatever. She's a straw weight. I mean, it's not the first time Mizuki. It's like, dude, she missed weight and she's fighting a big ass bitch. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you paid attention, but Mizuki, I've never seen a fat Asian. She was kind of chunky, man.
She was like an Aspen lad.
Yeah. And I was telling because my girl, like, she doesn't really know some of these female fighters too much. She didn't really know Mizuki, and she was like, she looks kind of chunky. And I was like, you're not wrong. And I was like, well, I didn't even realize that she was going up in weight. I'm like, I'm not even lying about this. I'm not even trying to make fun of her. Like, I bet you she was probably eating McDonald's all week just to put on weight because she's not a big straw weight. You know, like she probably cuts like 5 or 7 pounds. So if you're barely, she probably doesn't even weigh 125 when she's not training, you know.
Right.
So it's like she probably had to put weight on, and probably wasn't good weight. But the thing that was interesting was that Wu is yeah, she's very violent. You've seen highlights of her fights and stuff. She's a violent girl, but Mizuki's very crafty, and she just let Wu miss, and she'd come in and hit her with like 2, 3 punches. It reminded me a lot like it was like Muhammad Ali shit. Like, you're gonna get tired, I'm gonna just pop you. She just was outboxing her and out clinching her too. Like, she didn't really get hurt.
Damn, she was
Yeah,
clinching her.
yeah, and she was doing good. Like, she's smart, man. That little girl is fucking tough as shit. She's really smart.
Damn.
That's why I gave it to her. It's like, dude, if you think that was controversial, first of all, you got to think about the fact, look how big they are. Second, the fact that she missed
Seriously.
weight. And three, this is her UFC debut, and she made it look, if you want to say competitive, sure, but to me, she outclassed her. She definitely outsmarted her, which I think that has to count for something.
Yeah. When they faced off, I'm like, the height difference. I'm like, what the fuck?
So I guarantee you, Wu probably outweighed her by like 20 pounds at least, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
She got a reach on her too, and
Yeah,
Mizuki actually beat her. Damn,
and
dude.
she's better looking. I saw that. I
I
didn't pay
saw.
attention. I didn't pay attention the first time, but I saw it again right now. Like, that's funny.
I
I like Wu though. I mean, she's a fat bitch, but you know.
I was looking at the announcement for the winner, and they're showing their faces. I'm like, oh hey, look at her, look at Wu. She looks more chinky eyed because she's all like fucked up in the eyes. Like doesn't can't even tell if her eyes are open. I was
And
like,
you know what?
shit, I'm racist. God damn it.
You know, I'm not much into Asians, but I don't know why, but Mizuki's kind of cute. And I don't like young girls either. So she's like a very young looking Asian, but I don't know.
She got
She's
nice teeth. She's cute. Yep.
You're so racist, Reed.
Oh yeah, Kai France, dude. I
Yeah,
saw his highlights. Like he loves that. Like was it fake jab and then straight right?
I didn't pay like a lot of attention to the fight to see like what he was doing. I was just impressed of like how he outclassed Mark. Like, I knew he'd win. I just didn't think it'd be that impressive. Like, I thought Mark would put up more of a fight.
He's so fast, man. His movement is so pretty. Damn, dude. They're still young, but Kai France is on another level.
I don't know. Do you think he was in the UFC before, like earlier? Because I feel like he could be a big star now if he got more exposure. But maybe he's coming up the right way right now because he's basically undefeated right now, right, in the
Yeah,
UFC.
yeah. He's on like a crazy 8-fight win streak now.
Yeah, but he's, I think, what, 3-0, right? 3-0 in the UFC at least.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 3-0. December 18th, February, and then August. I wouldn't be surprised if he like fights again.
He didn't take a lot of damage in that fight. Like, it was a hard fight. He definitely got a workout in. But it's not like he got dropped. It's not like he got fucking slammed or choked out or an armbar, an arm extended or anything. So I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be all right. Jing Lang, man, that dude he's probably one of the weirdest fighters I've seen in a while. And I'm saying this even compared to Capoeira. No, it's just like he's so interesting. Like, that fight was so weird because it was so tense and very little happened. Like, it goes to show how much people respect his power. And then for Capoeira to be getting caught with some of that shit. Like, Jing Lang is not like a complicated fighter, but man, I'd love to see him and Mike Perry. They're so similar.
I saw the numbers. Leach was actually going for his head more. Dos Santos' head more.
Yeah, I didn't keep up with the stats really, but I was just like, it was crazy how little action happened, but it was still pretty tense and entertaining. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of Jing Lang. I'd love to see him and Perry, especially after that Luque fight. Like, I think Perry's back to where he was. I know a lot of people thought he won, but he's kind of like in this place, like, is he top 15 or not? And I think we're in the same place with Jing Lang. It's like, he beat Dos Santos. He should be top 10, but then we've said that about Mike Perry, like, his whole career, and then he either takes a loss when he's not supposed to, or he just beats up guys that nobody knows about and does nothing for him. So I think that'd be a good, like, are you for real? Are you for real? For real? We could put you in the top 10 if you beat one another.
Right. Interesting. Well, he's not in the rankings, even though he beat a number 14, like, ranked fighter.
Dos Santos was 14?
Well, last week he was.
Is Dos Santos still in the top 15?
No. He fell off, but they put Darren Till. He hasn't even fought. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I don't
Dude, if you're going to do that, just do it the week of the Gastelum fight. Like, and that's not right either, but dude, like, I remember when I was first, like, getting really into the sport, I'd read, like, SureDog and ESPN's rankings and stuff, and I used to, like, read, like, the whole thing from top to bottom, and I'd always read the rules, and honestly, they didn't seem hard enough for me. Like, I think the rules were always, or you have to have been active in the past year, and if you're not active, you had to have a fight scheduled within a year, and you can't test positive for anything. Mm-hmm. And now it's like they take John Jones out just to put him back in, and then he hasn't been active, and then sometimes he's still there. And then, I mean, I haven't looked at the rankings lately. Is Connor still in the lightweight rankings? Like, I'm sure he is, right?
Yeah, he's number 3. So, like,
Jesus Christ,
I hate this shit. Like,
and technically,
Magny's been out too, and he's still on you.
Technically, as of now, I guess we're still within the year. So I guess if we're following the rules, he still technically falls under it. But by next month, he can't be. October. And I doubt he's going to have a fight announced within the next month. You know what I mean? But I bet you by next month, he's still going to be there. I mean, maybe he'll go a little bit lower because either Khabib's going to lose or Poirier's going to lose.
Oh, I'll get it. Yeah, Darren Till's still on here. This shit's so funny, man. But yeah, Lee is not ranked, even with that performance, and China being on the map now. So, what can you do?
Yeah, let's just, I think Mike Perry's the way to go. And then, the main event, I mean, just first impressions, I don't even know where to start with that. Just speak your mind.
I didn't think it was going to go that fast. I didn't think it was going to go like that. I mean, I picked Zhang.
You did?
Yeah.
And what was your hunch?
I was sad about it, remember? I'm like...
Yeah, but still, you still did it. What was your hunch though?
Andrade,
like, why did you?
She's gonna lose, Andrade, because it's just Wiley is just, I don't know, just the way she fights. She's just she looks like she's so comfortable in there. There's no pressure at all. She's just there. She's a fucking fighter. It's so weird, just the way she moves around and the way she is. So I'm like, dude, she's just gonna Jessica's just gonna move forward, and she's gonna get hit. She's gonna get submitted. Something's gonna happen. Something crazy is gonna happen in a day.
So you thought that she would like be able to counter her and move away to like keep it going of just keep coming forward. I'm gonna tag you. I'm gonna move away.
Yeah,
Keep coming forward. Tag
yeah,
you. Move away.
yeah. But she went fucking shit medieval on her. Jesus.
Well,
She
that
just turned
that
it
check
up. That
hook
was crazy.
that check hook was, I mean, goddamn beautiful. And I know we haven't seen like a lot of power after it, but you got to remember, I mean, she's been in kickboxing. Like she definitely knows how to hit. And
Yeah,
I know Andrade has the chin of iron, but one, she got caught cold, and two, I think she underestimated her for sure. I don't think she knew that she could hit that hard, or even if she did, that like, well, I'll just take it. I got hit by fucking Joanna. I've been hit by Gadela. I've been hit by the hardest hitting bitches in here, and I
yeah.
don't go down. But I honestly wonder now too. Do you think that Rose kind of took it out of her? I know obviously she beat her. But you got to remember that first round against Rose, like that was like almost like a 10-7 round.
Hmm. Yeah.
And she got dropped. She was getting the shit kicked out of her until she slammed her. And
See,
then that was 3 months ago.
that's another. It's she's like a Chris, right? All she does is move forward and take all these shots, eat all these shots.
I remember when we
Yeah.
first started talking. I don't know if it was on the show or not, but you kind of just brought up Andrade out of nowhere. You were like, yeah, little cyborg, little Borg over here, and
Hmm.
I just laughed. I'm like, oh, dude, like you're giving this girl a lot of props, but yeah, you're right. Like you have your worries about Cyborg and that, and you had the same ones about Andrade apparently.
Yeah. She's the same. She's a destroyer. That power will only get you so far in a fight, right? And look what happened. Like she just kept moving forward, just like what Chris did in the Nunes fight, like
So do you
staying
see?
in the pocket.
Do you see? I know it's kind of hard to tell with Cyborg and with Andrade because I mean, Andrade has had losses, and technically Chris lost before the Amanda fight as well. But do you think they're kind of like similar to Chuck Liddell in the way that like once you get exposed, like not exposed like oh you suck, but exposed kind of like they can be knocked down, they can be finished. That it's like it's open season, and that they're gonna be
Yeah,
susceptible to it.
yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it goes both ways, right? Because their confidence is like, oh yeah, I got knocked out.
Yeah.
Like fuck, okay, don't get hit. You're kind of hesitant. But the other direction is shit. I've seen you get knocked out before. You've been dropped. Yes, you are beatable. So yeah,
Yeah,
man, crazy.
isn't it funny how like I always think of like I think a good example is Anderson Silva. After Weidman knocked him out, people are realized like it's possible, and I think a good fight was Bisping and Anderson. Because if that fight would have happened 5 years before, people would have been like, "You fucking idiot! You think that Bisping even has a chance against this guy?" And I know some people don't think he beat him, but on the scorecards he won, and even if you don't think he beat him, obviously it was close. And I had reason to believe that Bisping could do it. I was like, Bisping is a pretty good striker, as much as people don't want to admit it. And I don't know how many good strikers Anderson has fought. Like I thought there was reason to think that he might win, but it was interesting that Bisping kind of figured him out in that fight. Even if he did get dropped, even if he did, go through a lot of adversity. Like if you look at those first 2, 3 rounds or whatever, he was just boxing him up. Like he was having a lot of success doing very basic things, and I think it's because Bisping's a fucking animal anyway. But I think he just didn't fear him. It's like I know I
Mhm.
can beat him. I've seen him beat me before.
Yeah,
Whereas before, like a guy like Weidman or any of the guys I fought him before, it's like I think I can beat him, but I'm not sure of it. Like I know everyone says they're confident going into a fight, but it's like let's be real. You're kind of asking for a lot sometimes, especially when it's a person that's undefeated. If you're fighting John Jones, you don't know for certain that you're gonna beat him. You just have a feeling and you think you can.
yeah. Just Bisping didn't give Anderson any respect and just kept on like pressuring him. He didn't give a fuck.
I think that fight has one of my favorite moments ever, and I think this is when I started loving Bisping. Is I think it was at the end of the first round, because in that fight, at like the last 10 seconds, they would like kind of go back and forth. I remember, I think it was in the end of the first round, Bisping had him against the cage, and he was kind of unloading on him, and Anderson came forward and like grabbed his hand and was gonna hug him. And as soon as he touched him, Bisping pushed him back, like, "Don't touch me, motherfucker." And I was like, "Damn, man, that's like, who would have the balls to do that to Anderson in his prime, you know?" It goes to show what kind of fighter Bisping is. Like, I'm not here to play, motherfucker. Like, I'm trying to beat your ass.
I love him. Have you heard his podcast yet? Have you been
No,
listening?
I still haven't. You know what? It's
Shit,
I don't
I
know if
love him.
I don't know if I've said this on air yet or whatever, but it sucks that might come as a surprise or it might sound weird to those who are not in the know or who don't do it. But me personally, when I write, it's hard for me to. I honestly don't read a lot of people's work because not because I think I'm better than everybody or I think everybody sucks or I can't be bothered. It's because I don't want to be influenced by other people. And now with podcasts, shit, I'm not saying this is the best and I'm the best host and none of that. And I do listen to some that I think are entertaining, and I do listen to some to try and get some pointers. But I don't listen to as many as I used to because like I focus on this. So I know obviously Bisping's a legend. He's much better than me at any of this shit. But I don't know. I just haven't spent too much time on podcasts lately, and especially with work. My work has been more demanding as of late. Where a few months ago it was a little bit easier, and I could kind of listen to as much shit as I want.
Well, it's kind of cool because he doesn't like really go through like an in-depth analysis or anything. It's just
Yeah,
more
I know how
entertainment and shit.
yeah,
And
Bisping's
yeah,
cool, man. I mean, Bisping's a guy. He's like one of those rare guys that obviously you could talk fighting with, and he has his shit handled. But you also look like you can obviously have a beer with him because we know he likes to drink. But also like you can talk about traveling and food and movies and like he seems like that guy that he'd actually could hold a conversation other than just himself or fighting or sports or you know what I mean? Because like,
yeah.
do you see some of these guys like? Do you really want to hang out with Cain Velasquez?
Fuck no.
Aside from the fact that you think you're probably gonna have to take him to the hospital by the end of the night.
Seriously,
Yeah,
Bisping's that
there's just
guy.
some guys that's why I'm like, dude, that's why I know Bisping's rough around the edges, but it's like he seems like a well-rounded, interesting guy.
Yeah.
Dan Hardy's definitely that way too, and he's just a wizard, I think. John Danaher. Well, I don't know. John Danaher's kind of creepy, but I respect the shit out of that dude.
He's creepy.
He's fucking.
Sorry.
Come on, don't tell me you look at him and you're like, oh yeah, he's a very intelligent man, clearly, but he freaks me out, man.
He's always wearing a rash guard everywhere he goes.
That's a motherfucker that, Jesus Christ, man. Like, honestly, I think I'd feel safer if he had a gun on him. Like, if he was one of those motherfuckers that just stayed strapped all the time. It's like, all right, you're crazy, but at least I know people like you. If you have a rash guard on, then what the fuck are you, Superman?
He
Gonna
always
fucking
has that.
disrobe and save people and shit?
Yeah, he's always staring, and he has that little like smirk on his face. And he's thinking, man. He's always thinking. It's so scary how his mind works.
Who is it? Some podcaster or writer. I forget who said it. Heard it years ago and it stuck with me. I've never forgotten it since. Somebody said that he's the Hannibal Lecter of MMA, Hannibal Lecter of fighting, or Hannibal Lecter of jiu-jitsu, whatever it is. I'm like, he definitely is the Hannibal Lecter of this, man.
I see that. Yo, that's what it is. He's fucking obsessed.
He's a fucking genius, but he's also a madman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
crazy
but
man.
I do love that guy. He's definitely like he's honestly he's a philosopher. Like he doesn't think about shit the way that you or I do, the way that most people do. Like I bet you he has a complex way of looking at like mathematics or fucking just family life or marriage or just little shit
Oh
like that.
yeah,
Like he looks at everything in a weird through a weird prism.
yeah. He's a philosophy major. I think it was philosophy.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, he was teaching or some shit too. I forget, but yeah, that's why he has a mind like that. That's why. That's why he thinks that way. Insane
Interesting.
man. He went from philosophy to jujitsu, like one of the most advanced forms of jujitsu.
But it makes sense of why he well, what do you want to say, compete or fights, or I mean definitely the way he thinks when he's competing. It's like it's unique in every way. He like I remember him on it's probably one of Joe Rogan's best podcasts ever when he was on, and he said when they just asked him about why he likes leg locks and why he went for it, and he said like why would you
Ignore.
ignore 50% of the human body? It's like Jesus Christ, man. Even that sounds amazing.
Right? I'm like, you're fucking right. What the fuck? Like, wait, you've been doing
Nobody
this
ever thought
wrong.
about it like that, and it's funny because of the origins of leg locks and jujitsu and all that shit. In particular, it's like, it was
Yeah.
seen as dirty back in the day, and it wasn't even jujitsu. It was originated by the Russians, which, of course, it did because Russians are crazy assholes. Like you know about that, right? About why the Russians created that.
No, uh-uh.
It's a military thing, and this is actually honestly this is like kind of a war crime, but far be it from a Russian to commit a couple of war crimes. Well, they started training their soldiers in it because obviously soldiers need to know hand to hand combat too. Worst case scenario, and obviously they have sambo and they have their martial arts and stuff, but they taught them leg locks because they said, well, this is you're gonna neutralize and debilitate your enemy because obviously they're not gonna be able to walk. But then what happens because they can't walk? Your brothers in arms can't leave you to die, to leave you just out in the field. So what happens? Two people got to come and help you out because you can't walk. And then when two people come and help you out, well, if there's a sniper nearby, so it's a military tactic not to just get you out of a bad situation. It's a way to help you kill more enemies.
Huh.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, that was the origin of that. But well, going back to I know we kind of passed it, but I did want to ask something and mention about Whaley and all that. So I tweeted after it. I know this is not right, and I know this isn't what people even want to see. This is just what I want to see. I'm being selfish, and I'm just thinking out loud here. Yes, I know that Tatiana Suarez is next. There should be nobody else. But if I had my way, I really want to see her and Joanna go at it.
Damn it, you too?
Is that what you thought too, or is it just like you don't want to see it?
I kind of don't want to see it.
Well, like I said, obviously right now it's not right because I know you like want to see the top contenders fight her, and she does deserve to fight the top contenders, and the top contender deserves to fight her. Tatiana Suarez deserves to fight her, but as far as like intrigue, I think that's the most interesting fight.
It is, and it should help Wiley's popularity even more.
And that's kind of the reason of why I'm thinking about that fight because I think that's a big reason of why I want to see it, aside from other things.
Yeah, I think it would just skyrocket her because I forgot who he was speaking to, Dana White. He was saying that like agents are already calling, like Hollywood agents or agents from the United States are calling about her. Um,
About Wiley?
yeah, about Wiley, and
Holy
then
shit.
yeah, and then they don't use Facebook or Instagram or anything, but she's trending. She's trending to do like 300 or 500,000 views for winning this fight, and they don't use like popular
Yeah,
platforms like Facebook or Instagram.
yeah.
So she's already like,
Well, the government's gotta like love her. This isn't gonna be a thing
oh
like, oh, we
yeah,
want to censor her. It's like, yeah, we have a fucking world champion MMA fighter, our first ever. This is especially with the way. I mean, not to get all geopolitical here, but China wants to be the top dog in the world right now. And I know sports isn't really a big thing when in regards to that, but it definitely doesn't hurt.
oh yeah, and then finally there's an Asian champion,
Yeah,
like
just an Asian champion, but no, shit, the Chinese
Chinese.
champion.
Yes, such a big deal, man. That's
And
where
you,
it's all like originated from, the martial arts and
yeah, I mean, I know there's Greece and Japan and China, and there's debate to be had about all that. But yeah, I mean,
yeah.
kung fu and I mean, that's why like I started looking into Sanda a little bit before the fight, and Sanda's really interesting. Like I kind of look at it as um like how do you call it? Like a Muay Thai Express. It's like it's Muay Thai but faster and like more aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just they emphasize on trips and stuff, but it's like it to me it's like they're just they're sparring but very aggressively because it's all about like getting the first strike. It had like that martial arts background of hit first, get out of the way, but they fucking come hard, man. It was interesting. The little things of what I saw of it, I'm like, I like this. I don't know if I can stand and watch like a whole competition and stuff, but when I like the philosophy behind it.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Wiley, man, I swear. If you just watch her Instagram videos of her training, it's insane.
And here's the thing about, and I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong here. Like I from what I saw in that fight, and just even some of her fight, I think she actually has personality. And I'm saying this as someone who has no idea what the fuck she's saying. Like I think if you're a foreigner, if you can't speak, if we don't speak the same language, and I see personality and charisma in you, like I think that says a lot.
Yeah, she does.
Right? Like she's kind of like not goofy, but you can tell she doesn't take herself too seriously, but at the same time, she's a fucking badass
Mm-hmm.
and she
Yeah.
doesn't fuck around. It's like she's an interesting cat.
Yeah, she's just a normal chick.
Does like somersaults after the fight, and like nobody ever talks about this. Like it's just such a nonchalant thing, and she just does like a little high school cheerleader somersault.
Yeah, she did that. I'm like, oh, look at her.
Like so
She like,
cute, but it's actually like and like my lady kept saying like I don't know, maybe I don't see this like, is she really that ripped? Because people talk about how strong she is, but like I don't know, for some reason she just looks really unassuming to me. Maybe it's just because she was fighting Andrade, and Andrade was built like a brick shit house.
no, they're both bodied up.
Really? See, I don't know, and maybe it's because Wiley's so white too. Sometimes you don't see it on like pale people.
Oh
I don't
no,
know. Maybe my vision is just terrible too. I don't know.
no, they're both bodied up. I'm like, damn.
I
And
I
there's
know
a
I know you would look.
yeah, there was a picture of her when Andrade was knocked out, and she's just like has her left arm up, and she's like, proud of herself, kind of yelling and shit. And you can
Yeah.
see her arms. I'm like, god damn, those arms are so fucking defined.
I know I can count on you for that.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to grow up to have like arms like her.
Grow up. Yeah, yeah,
But,
she's a character, man. I wish her the best, and a big reason, and like I'm not fucking Brendan Schaub. I'm not one of these people that like I care about the marketing of the fight above all else. Frankly, I kind of hate people that are like that, but I think there's such a story here because this is kind of just stupid social media, MMA, Twitter bullshit. But I just found it funny that like Joanna was like revered and still is in some way, but especially when she came on the scene, like damn, the goddess of violence, the queen of violence, princess of violence, all this shit. Especially because like the Jessica Penne fight and stuff, the Carla Esparza fight. But after that, she kind of just not that she got boring, but she just was maybe a little bit more conservative. But I don't know. To me, I kind of always thought that Andrade was the queen of violence at strawweight because since the minute she came in, she's just been lighting girls up. And obviously, the way she knocked out Rose, I mean, that's probably the worst knockout in women's MMA history. And for Zhang to knock her out in 40 fucking seconds is like, how does that not make her the queen of violence?
oh yeah, I agree. She is.
And like, I don't know. Sometimes you see a performance like that, and it's like, oh, that was a one-off. They don't really knock people out. Like Dominic Cruz when he beat Mitsugaki. It was kind of a weird thing because like he doesn't finish people, and he knocked this fool out in a minute. But I don't know, something about the way that Zhang did it. I'm like, I think she's gonna keep doing this. Like I think she realized now, not that she couldn't knock girls out before, and she beat the shit out of girls, but I think she realizes like this is the way to go. Like I gotta stick with my counter striking with my volume. I just gotta outslick these girls.
Yeah, whatever they do with her, I just I hope that she's active. They give her every platform that she deserves. I mean, I'm actually excited for her. I was kind of sad that Jessica lost, but I'm actually kind of, excited that Wiley won. Just
Yeah,
watching her, just move up the ranks slowly. And I didn't think it was going to go down like that, though. Like, holy fuck.
yeah. I proclaimed after the fight that I'm Weili Zhang's biggest mark now, and this is honestly like the Carlos Condit moment all over to me again. I love Dan Hardy, and when I saw Carlos Condit knock him out, I'm like, that's my guy now. Like I love that guy, and I loved Andrade. Like, well, she probably wasn't my favorite fighter ever or nothing, but I really respected her, and she was fun as hell to watch. And seeing Zhang do that to her, I'm like, that's my girl.
Yeah.
That I'm with her all the way now. I love Andrade so much, and for somebody to do that to her, that's a
Yeah.
bad bitch right there.
Wiley basically knocked out John Lineker.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
God damn, that's a way to put it.
so how the fuck did you do that in under, what, 40 minutes? 42 minutes? Or 42
Seconds.
seconds, I mean. Like, how the fuck did you do that? Like, do you understand who you knocked out?
And like if you see even the beginning of that fight, like they touch gloves, and within a second she throws a really mean inside leg kick. It wasn't just like some I'm feeling you out and this is to gauge distance and like she threw that shit to hurt her, and you saw in Andrade right away. It's like, all right, we're gonna fight now. And as soon as she bit down on her mouthpiece and came forward, that was the end. That fight was over like literally like 15 seconds in.
Yeah, that was insane. And I love Andrade. I love Jessica. But she's already saying, like, she wants a rematch. Can't have one, baby girl. I'm sorry. Like,
But you
she
know
got
what?
murdered.
I think Andrade is, I don't know, man. I still feel bad for Andrade because I don't know if she was catching on before. Andrade is weird, man, because I feel like some people like her. It seems like there's a few people out there who hate Rose and liked Andrade only because she beat her. And
How could anybody hate
and th-
Rose?
and then there's people that hate Andrade because, well, there's those assholes. Oh, she looks like a man and all that bullshit. But I think another reason people don't like her is because she beat Rose, and Rose is also kind of this weird, almost like Conor McGregor figure of like, if you touch her, you're a fucking piece of shit. Like, fuck you. So I don't know. I think she's in a weird way where like a lot of people like her and a lot of people don't, but for really weird reasons. I don't know if people actually like her for her fighting as much as like we do. Like, I don't give a shit that she beat Rose. It broke my heart at the time, but I was like, damn, I'm not gonna take anything away from you. But some people like kind of hated her for it. I mean, look at fucking even Gadelia, who got her ass beat by her, and you know what I mean, was saying that that move should be made illegal, even though she wasn't even in that fucking fight. Like, there's
She
people
got
like that to this day.
she got issues though. We all know this.
Yes, we know that, but you know what I mean? It's like there's people like that that are worse on the internet. Like, at least I can respect Gadelia in the way it's like, well, you're a fighter and you've been in there. Like, I don't agree with you, but you know more than me. But there's people on the internet who are just fucking lunatics.
Claudia got CTE versus crazies on the on Twitter.
Allegedly.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I don't know why the hate. Somebody mentioned all the hate on Andrade. I think it was Ashley. She was sad about it. All the hate.
Yeah,
But
Ashley is one of the few sane people on Twitter, and it's like, well, she is a Khabib fan. There, I don't know if I can forgive that, but other than that, she's well. I think your same problem. My problem with Khabib is probably your problem with Holly and her.
dude, you know what? I know we like going back and forth about stuff, but have you been watching any of the media stuff like the UFC embedded and
No, I watched I think the first episode. I just honestly I haven't had time. I mean, that's why this episode's a little bit off. We were both dealing with stuff right now, so we don't want to be without one. But this is going to be kind of an unformatted show. But I like how it's going so far. But yeah, no, I haven't kept up with much of it. What am I missing?
it's pretty fucking cool.
Really?
Yeah, I'm impressed. The countdown, you have to watch the countdown. You have to watch the embeddeds too.
Yeah, I haven't, man. Usually I'd rather watch the countdown than the embeddeds, which is funny because they're longer.
Hmm.
But no, I haven't caught them. I haven't caught them.
There's another series of videos you need to watch too. Anatomy of a Fighter. They're following like Khabib's entire team.
I know this makes me a bad fight fan. I've never seen one of those. I know
I
they're big. I've never
uh
seen one.
I didn't until now actually.
Uh,
I knew it was always out there. People talk about it all the time, but I didn't know until now. It just popped up when I was watching like the countdown and whatnot. And yeah, I was just following his entire team and what they go through, and they're talking about their culture and religion and how they take people in. It's all about hospitality and this and that. And they also talked about Khabib's dad. being like the grand master, like Marshall, like the head coach, and he controls everything.
Yeah.
This is going to be his first time there cornering his son, like ever.
That's right. I was about to ask you that this is ever in his fighting career? Like,
So that's what it sounds like. Like this is the first time
well,
he's ever like to do an MMA fight, I think, or UFC.
in the
Probably
UFC, I
UFC,
think,
right?
because
Okay,
Khabib usually fights in America,
yeah. So
and I know he had
UFC,
visa issues.
yeah, he still has issues with it, but yeah, his dad's gonna be there this time around. Javier Mendez is still the coach, but he's like let go of some of that stuff because dad's number one. Um, but
Fuck.
yeah, it's just like really interesting seeing all this. Like they go everywhere together. His entire crew, they train together. His dad is there training them. His dad is also training too, like lifting weights and doing all these things. Um, just talking about culture and shit. Like it's so fucking cool. Just getting to know Khabib a little bit more on that side and like how he ticks. You know, all this honor stuff. How much does he respect his dad? His dad's going to be there this time around. Is this going to be too much pressure for him? Because his dad is going to be there along with the princes and whoever inviting him over and got all this shit done, right? Because this is all about him. Abu Dhabi is his show. So, yeah, it talked about all that. I was like, damn, this is fucking cool.
Have they did they show or have they put Andrea Lee and JoJo in burkas yet?
No, but I did see interviews with them. And Lee had her cowboy hat on. She looked really cute. She had like this black top. Her arms are showing. So I was like, okay, cool. They're not like censoring any of these women. And she looked really pretty, by the way.
Oh yeah, Lee definitely has it going on. I seen a picture of JoJo. I don't know. It's weird because I don't think I've ever really seen her. JoJo's one of those girls that for some reason I only ever see in the cage, like, and I don't know. She has like blonde hair now. She I don't know. I saw a picture. She looked weird. I was like, whoa! I almost didn't recognize her. I don't know. When did she fight Shukagi? And that was what, 3-4 months ago?
Something like that. But when I saw her today, it was one of the face-off videos. She looked so pale. Like
JoJo?
Yeah, barely had any makeup on.
JoJo is pale. She's from Scotland.
No, but there's times where she's had some kind of color on. Like she looked pale. So I don't know what's going on there.
I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her, man. You're in Abu Dhabi. You better stay indoors, girl.
I saw that. I'm like, is she okay? Like she looks bad. Is this a tough weight cut?
It's gonna be like Caliban and Logan. Have you seen Logan?
Oh God.
The tracker.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like when she hits the sun. When the sun hits her.
Well, she was sitting there. She had like a dress on, this like outfit, and like chucks or something. She had like sneakers on, and it was like
JoJo.
Yeah, it was like a skirt outfit, and she's sitting there trying to like stand like a man. I'm like, baby girl, you're like wearing a skirt, like you're wearing a dress. why are you sitting like that?
I think JoJo's constantly in a battle like with herself of like I think the biggest problem, not the problem, but like the biggest issue with her is her voice. Obviously, she's a badass, but she sounds, it's like almost like that Mike Tyson style, like so ferocious, but you have a really funny, weird voice. And she does not look like she has like an ounce of muscle on her. Well, she'll fuck you up. So I don't know. I think she just has this thing of like, do I walk around like totally timid and unassuming, or do I have to kind of like let it be known that I'm a bad bitch, you know?
Yeah, well, she was trying. That's what it looked like. I'm like, just calm down. It's okay. Like,
see, like
KGB, a bad cut.
KGB, obviously she wears the cowboy hat, so that helps her a lot. But even when she doesn't, I don't know. I think you could tell that she's a from the deep south, and she'll probably fucking throw down with a girl in a Walmart parking lot. You know what I mean? If it came down to it.
Oh yeah, she got those arms.
So I don't know. I think you kind of get that vibe from Lee, even though she's a very very sweet person, it seems like. But
Yeah.
JoJo is just like, who's this like chick who belongs in a fucking Cure concert, you know?
Yeah. So
uh,
they're talking about this fight being like somewhat important because who knows if
Lee and
Lee
JoJo.
wins. Yeah, if
Oh,
Lee
this is
wins, this might just skyrocket her to the title
I
and
don't
just
who
skip to Kugian.
this is a number one contender. Well, no, Shukagian's fighting who? She's fighting someone soon.
I forgot who she's fighting.
I thought we talked
She's
about
going.
it.
She's going backwards.
Yeah, was it Maya? She's
Yes.
fighting Maya. Yeah, because we're like, what the fuck? Like Maya doesn't even deserve this, and we love her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So dude, if I was, I mean, I love Maya, and yeah, I'll say it again. She doesn't necessarily deserve this, but if I was Shukagian, I'd be like, dude, like, I know, you know, I know these fighters don't tend to have a lot of leverage, but I don't understand why you would take this if you're Shukagian. It's a dangerous fight, and also it's like, why are you going back, and why are you gonna reward someone who didn't make weight?
Hmm.
You know, if you lose, especially if she doesn't make weight, it's like, what, are you going to cancel the fight? Then everyone's going to hate you. And if you lose, well, you just lost to someone who came in overweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's worst case scenario. But I mean, yeah, to me, this is basically like, I don't know if the number one contenders fight, but it's definitely number two at worst.
So cool, man. It. I love JoJo. I love JoJo, but if Lee could get it done and get that fight, fucking amazing, man. I mean, it's gonna be a tough fucking fight with Valentina, but it's like finally she's there.
Yeah.
She's had a long road, so
I think Shakagian's I don't know. Shukagian's good and Maya's very good too. I think Maya. I think at this point Maya and Lee are the only one that can offer Shevchenko any kind of problems.
right. I
And
I agree.
Maya's different because obviously she hasn't come in on weight, so there's worries to be had about her. But Lee's the only one that's like, I know Shevchenko's a monster. I know she's good. I know these things, but I know that Lee's record is to some people not that impressive because most of her wins have been in Invicta and LFA and stuff. But what she's shown, her losses have been very how can I say it? I almost want to say flukes, and I'm not saying this is like some fanboy, but like if you look at the Roxy fight, that was a coin flip of a fight. She took it on very late notice, like a week or two notice, and this was like her second or third MMA fight. You're fighting Roxanne Medvedev. That's a gigantic ask. That's very similar to me, like Lomachenko losing in a second pro fight to Orlando Salido. It's like that's chewing off a lot, man. You're a kid. And then she lost to what's her name, Sarah D'Alelio.
Oh
She
yeah.
did something pretty dumb. She went for like a low single, and you know she made an error, and D'Alelio capitalized. She's a veteran. She can do shit
Hmm.
like that, but she's
Yeah.
never gotten her ass whooped. And I think you can't over to me you can't overstate things like that when you've never had like that much difficulty in a fight. I don't know what Shevchenko can do where she's like, oh, well, she clearly has a weakness there because even though she's lost, it's not like they were clear losses. She made an error and she lost a coin flip of a decision. She doesn't really have a lot of weaknesses.
No, she's a striker. That should be a fun fight.
Yeah, and she said I saw a little clip that she said that she expects this to be fireworks with JoJo, especially on the feet. So I mean, she's
Yeah.
coming to fight, and I love that. You know, ever since her issues, she's just put her nose to the grindstone, man. I mean, she beat Macedo last year. She fought Ashley Evans Smith what like in April. She fought Montana De La Rosa what like in June or something. And now she's fighting like she's fought three times. She's gonna fight three times this year come Saturday. It's like she's just focusing on work, on getting better, and she's looked better. I mean, the Ashley Evans Smith fight was not easy, but Ashley's a big girl. She took care of her, and she looked twice as good in the Montana De La Rosa fight.
Hmm.
So I just expect her to get better. I know JoJo's a better athlete and a better fighter, but I think she's just gonna put the screws to her.
Now that her husband or ex-husband isn't around, like she's in a better place. I'm wondering like all the issues that she's had in the past is where it came from. I don't know how long they were married or whatever, but
Hmm.
even with that banned substance, that she got caught for, like,
Yeah, I would never want to. Not that I wouldn't want to speculate on that. I think that's a good question. Like I'd say, she did what she did, and it falls on her ultimately. But you do bring up a good point.
yeah,
Not to
she had,
exonerate her, but I mean, obviously we know, like, oh, my coach told me this is. Well, your husband was your coach,
yep,
and obviously he wasn't good at making
hell no,
decisions. So,
yeah,
yeah, I would not be surprised if he misguided you.
right, not a good influence, and
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm looking forward to that fight.
So we both got Lee there, right?
Yeah,
Cool, cool. So why do I never remember his name? Diego, right? Diego Fajeda.
yep,
And Maribek Tyson. Man, I'm trying to remember the last time Tyson fight, and I thought I'd written it down, and I don't know what
like a
happened.
year ago.
A year ago?
Yeah, it's like almost a year ago, September.
September, huh? I remember he was. I want to say that he's the one that he had a lot of hype behind him. Who's? Oh, I thought this was the dude that was undefeated. Oh no, probably not. I'm thinking of another guy. These Russians, man, it's hard. Oh, he fought
And
Desmond Green.
I wonder if Fahea is gonna have like weight cut issues again.
Did he have weight cut issues with Kabilov?
He came over, I thought.
Really?
Yeah,
I haven't know.
they fought at a catch weight, I
No.
thought.
Oh, damn.
And then and then he had another fight lined up right after, and he didn't make it because of weight cut issues.
Oh, damn. And then this is a people got to consider this with a lot. Like I know the home court event. I mean, there's nobody really from Abu Dhabi or from the UAE here. I mean, that's the thing. Honestly, this might as this might as well be called like UFC Islam. You know what I mean? Like they have a lot of
Mhm.
Russians from the Caucasus Mountains, a lot of whom are Muslim, and they're going to a Muslim majority country. It's like they want the Muslims to root for the Muslims, but a lot of most of these guys are traveling. Even the Russians. I mean, there's nobody that's really from that area. This is a hostile environment. Just physically, I'm sure that weather's gonna suck. And then, yeah, just that flight. I mean, people are coming from America, from Brazil, from Canada, from Europe. Like, this is not going to be a pleasant flight. Everyone's going to be shit. But I think you're better off if you're in Russia than if you're in England or America or Brazil or Australia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody keeps complaining about the dry heat. It's so hot. It's so hot.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
whoever thought to have it there is smart. I wouldn't go there. It looks cool. It looks really like populated and advanced and my god, like the stadium looks fucking dope. Like I mean they're showing a lot of coverage on these videos. I'm like, damn, that's fucking badass.
I remember when they went there the first time, the Anderson Silva Damian Maya fight. I remember they built that stadium in like a couple of months and it was supposedly outdoor. I don't know if they're doing the same shit again. And I know a lot of fighters complained then about that. So I don't know if they went ahead and fixed that. But yeah, I don't expect it to be an easy. I don't expect anyone to have an easy fight come
Mm-mm.
Saturday. But I'm just
Yeah,
it's gonna be weird. I'm not technically to wake up early in the morning, but yeah, like midday gonna be the
dude,
time basically.
I forgot that it was gonna be on early in the morning, so I was
Uh-huh.
tripping out because I was supposed to go to a birthday party on
Mm.
Saturday. I was like, shit, the birthday party's at 4 o'clock for a 1 year old. I'm like, god damn it, I'm gonna
Well,
have
you
to
can
watch
make
it.
it. You
Well,
can
I
make
didn't.
it.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I totally forgot it was gonna be early in the morning, and I was wondering that too because I'm like, how are they gonna cater to us? So we're still gonna have to just watch it whenever it starts. It's
That
not gonna
goes
be
to show.
catered to us at all.
That goes to show the influence of Arab oil money. The Brits are out here staying up till fucking 4 or 5 in the morning in their own country to watch Bisping fight Henderson, and these guys like, Yeah, we got fuck you money, so
right?
you gotta come to our terms now.
Yeah. So I just wonder, like, how much, like, how many people are going to be tuning in.
Yeah,
I just wonder.
yeah. It
It's like
I
a
mean, it's
fucking
gonna,
rock, like a rock event, like a rock star celebrity event. Like it's so weird. It's a different vibe. If you watch the videos, I'm like,
yeah,
oh
I'm definitely gonna have to catch up now because it does sound interesting. And I don't know, I don't know if I've been giving this event the attention it needs because honestly, the card's not all that, from top to bottom wise and all that. But
yeah.
yeah, main event's definitely a big fight. We're gonna get to in a second. So okay, Tyson was. I know he's a good fighter, but I haven't been too impressed by him, I guess. So I mean, it's kind of hard to go against Fajita. Am I wrong? Is that what you're going with?
I was going back and forth with this only because of the fact that he's been having issues with his weight.
Yeah,
He
and
was supposed to fight Trinaldo.
oh, that's right. And then Trinaldo ended up fighting who'd he fight? Some youngster. Oh, he fought fucking Hernandez in that shitty controversial fight. I think he's the one that took over. Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
but I don't know. Yeah, I, I'll go with the Russian.
With the Russian. Okay, all
I'll
right,
go with the Russian.
all right, all right. Blades and Abdurakhimov.
Oh God.
Uh, this
Oh
is so weird because Blades is obviously the more established fighter, but
yeah,
Abdurakhimov beat the fucking shit out of Marcin Tybura in his last fight, and I don't think enough people either saw or paid attention to that.
Blades.
You think so?
I think
The
yeah,
wrestling,
yeah. That's what I keep leaning towards. There's a 10-year age gap. Did you know that? I had no idea.
Abdurakhimov was like 40.
Yeah, almost. He's 38.
Those Russians don't age well, and I don't know, for some reason they just. I know I say that Asians don't die, but something about that cold, hard Russian spirit, it just. I don't know. I guess it's just like vodka. It doesn't even freeze in the ice cold temperatures, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm leaning towards Blades to like grind it out.
You know what? And I was on the martial arts chat podcast a few days ago and I picked up Durakimov, so I think I'm just gonna pick him again. I think I'm just gonna stick with it. I was really impressed with what he did to Tybura. I know Tybura's not a wrestler. It was kind of a fight that kind of favored him. I think I even picked him to win that fight.
Hmm.
But um yeah, this is heavyweight. Anything can happen. And I think if he puts his hands on Blades, if he puts his hands on him, if he lands just a few good punches, he could probably do it. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I believe in him, Turakimov and his power, so I'm just going to go with him. Co-main event, the hottest ginger in America, Paul Felder, and the unethical dick kicker, Edson Barboza. This fucking piece of shit. I'm sorry. I have to stop. This I literally read this like right as we signed on, right as we started this shit. I saw a quote. I didn't see the video. I just saw a quote by Edson Barboza. They asked him about the kick, and he said, "It hurt my foot." You fucking pussy. You fucking piece of shit. Oh my god. Come on. You need to let if Barboza had any kind of honor, he would step in the middle of the ring, put his hands behind his back, and go, "You get a free one. Go right ahead, sir." You fucking asshole. I love
Oh,
Barboza, and Barboza. If you ever hear this, I don't necessarily mean this, but dude, come on. You can't kick a man in the dick and you complain about it. That's not your right to complain.
my God. I'm laughing my ass off. Well, I'm surprised it's not. I'm surprised he didn't break his foot because I mean redheads have big dicks, so allegedly.
Holy shit. Holy.
Allegedly.
Oh, so that's what it's all about, huh? So that's okay. A lot of things make sense now.
Dude.
I'm gonna be talking to my girlfriend.
um, yeah, Paul Felder. He looks so good right now. I got a
Yeah,
big smile on my face too, by the way.
I'm
I've been
sure.
watching the videos, okay? I've been watching the videos. He looks fucking amazing. I hope
Yeah.
he's not sitting there hiding and like eating cookies though, because he was
Oh
stealing
yeah, I
cookies on the
hear. Yeah.
video. Yeah.
But you know what though, Felder's such an interesting guy because he's like he is like the epitome of a martial artist, but he's actually not because this isn't even like his first passion. He was like a theater student and like he had a life outside of martial arts. He's not some like GSP Damian Maya figure, you know. It's not like he's been doing this his whole life and this is all he knows and loves, but he takes it very, very seriously. He reminds me a lot of Brian Stan, and I think the commentary helps a lot in that comparison. But he's just a guy's guy, super smart, and like he's one of those guys that's so professional that he makes you hate yourself. It's like, God damn, I will never be that. He's the guy that's like never late. He's the guy that's always gonna have his shoes shined. He's never gonna have his tie like misplaced. You know what I mean? Like he comes in with everything with all the accoutrements and all the bells and whistles done properly. Like I respect that dude, man. I don't know how you don't just respect that guy.
Mhm.
But because of that, I mean, he takes his craft very seriously, and through his analysis, you see he's clearly a smart guy. But there's guys that are good analysts but aren't really good fighters, and Felder's one of those guys. It seems like he's better. Like Dominic Cruz is well, some people don't think he's that great, and yeah, he definitely shuts the bed every once in a while. But I think he's a pretty good analyst. But I don't know how much his analyst work has helped him in his fighting. He's basically the same guy, but Felder just keeps getting better and better.
Sounds like you're picking Felder.
Oh, to take still at the end of the day to take a full on wheel kick by Barboza right in the dick. How can I not? How can I not go for you? You know. And I've been a Paul Felder fan forever. I'm not gonna be that petty, you know, that petty dude of my girlfriend likes him and all these girls like him. I'm all jealous and shit. Hey, gingers can get pussy. I'm all for it, man. He's doing it for all of them. If I was a ginger, I'd be super happy for him. So props to you. It's you and Canelo, and it's basically it.
But Canelo's not cute.
I've talked to many women who Mexican women. Oh my god.
Do you think he's
Oh my god.
cute?
Yeah. Well, my lady loves him too, and she's white. So I mean, she go. It's funny whenever he fights because my lady's rooting for him like she's Mexican, and meanwhile I'm in the background like I'm not a Canelo hater. I just think
Mhm.
I do respect him, but I don't know. I just think that I just don't think he's as unbeatable as especially like Mexicans like to make him out. We get a little too crazy, and sometimes I just like to rain on people's parade. So that's my thing with Canelo, and plus I don't really think he's Mexican. So
See, I'm into gingers, but I don't think he's cute. I guess
you
he's.
are into gingers?
You didn't know that?
No.
They're
Who's
like the,
another one?
there's like a unicorn.
Who's another one? Who's another hot ginger to you?
Well, this one guy that I was dating.
Well,
But
I mean, like obviously people that we know, a fighter or an actor or a
uh,
singer. Or don't tell
that's
me you're like
rare.
into
That's
Ed
what.
Sheeran.
That's rare. See, I'm telling you, they're a unicorn. Paul Felder is a unicorn. He's my unicorn.
See, but I know chicks I see like on Twitter, girls who are like, I do not like gingers at all, but Paul Felder's fucking hot. And like I don't know, my lady's weird. I don't know. She kind of likes everything, but she's a weird one because when she likes white guys, they're like super white. It's like they're like unforgivably white, and Felder's like, yeah, he's a hot ginger. Him and Canelo. I don't
Yeah,
know.
something about redheads, man.
That's interesting. So redheads, and you guys
Yeah.
listening, hit up Breen. Now you know. I don't even know this.
If you're too cute, you're too pretty of a ginger, probably not gonna happen. But
You
maybe
like
that's why.
a rugged ginger,
Yeah,
huh?
that's why I don't really like Paulo Costa. He's too pretty.
Uh it's I guess my problem with like Rachel Ostovich is just like, well, there's other problems. I'm not into the whole plastic stuff, but yeah, I get what you're saying. I
Yeah,
guess that's
there's
probably
like
the way I feel about Paige too. It's like she's not ugly. It's just I don't know. I just don't see much about her.
she's like the cute, like
Yeah, but then I love fucking Cindy Dandwall, who's fucking just I don't know. I'm into different things too. I'm more into the freak aspect than I am into the looks aspect. So If I see a chick that looks like a freak, that's way more of a turn on to me than it is of what you physically look like, you know?
Yeah. Well, you gotta be a little bit rugged for me.
I guess we're similar in that aspect of my word is quote unquote freaky looking and yours is rugged. It's like
Yeah.
you want her to be rough around the edges. Well, in my case, her, and in your case, him.
Yeah. Well, Paulo looks like he's gonna be sitting in the bathroom for a while, like doing his hair and making sure his eyebrows are on point and shit. Like that's
Yeah,
too high maintenance for me. You gotta be
and
rugged.
that dude needs to fucking cut it. I finally watched the Romero Costa fight again. Now it's on ESPN Plus, and dude, his hair is fucking gone. He needs to just shave that shit. I shaved my hair fucking yesterday. That's just because it's hot. I'm not balding or nothing, but it's like, dude, just get over it, man. It's gone. Just cut your losses, literally. Just cut it off. Cut
Do
it
you think
off and
it's
cut it
from?
out.
Do you think it's from all the steroids he's been doing?
I don't know. See, I want to say that that shouldn't happen because of testosterone and whatnot. But then again, guys who do a lot of steroids can also get bitch tits. So I mean, you never know. That's actually, I know we're talking shit here. None of this is factual, but that's actually an interesting
Bro
point.
science. Bro science.
Bro science. You're the one teaching me about bro science.
Don't I always?
Fuck. Yeah. Yeah, you do. God damn
I'm
it.
crying.
I'm
Just
I'm I'm definitely not, well, I don't know, I can be kind of broy sometimes, but that's what I have you here for, Irene.
too much.
So,
Oh yeah. So
Felder, yes, I
yeah,
know. We
redheads.
all know. We all know Felder for the win. You think he can finish him?
Oh my god, I don't know. I think it'll go to decision.
Okay.
I think that's a tough fight. I mean, it's still Edson, man. I know
Yeah.
he hasn't been looking the same because of Khabib and Gaethje,
Yeah, yeah.
but he's still Edson. He's had some tough fights, but
Okay. But Felder, still.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
The redhead. Sorry, I keep on thinking about his videos.
This is so you're an odd duck, you know that? There's so many things I don't know about you. But almost a year into this show, and there's still shit that I don't know.
I thought I told you about the redheads.
No, I know you
Oh,
liked white guys. That's about it. I didn't know it went that
yeah.
far too.
Redheads are like the unicorn. Like
And I don't mean to put
they're
you on
rare.
blast here. I don't mean to put you on blast here, Ian, but it's just very interesting that you said like one of your ex-boyfriends that like you still remember him because of shit that you've told me. You kind of move on pretty quick. So if you're still thinking about a dude, yeah, you definitely got a thing. I don't doubt you.
Yeah, that I'll tell you right now. I fucked up with that one. That's the one that got away. I don't have a lot of regrets. You know this about me.
Holy shit!
That's the one
Wow.
I'm always just like.
See, and I
It's
mean,
redhead.
I guess it's I think it's been I've said enough that I do like white women, but it's interesting because my ex was half white and half Filipino, so I guess I kind of went that way too. But I've always say that I'm not really into Asian women, yet I have a thing for Filipinos, and I blame her. And maybe it has to do a little bit with the food too. She did not make me try balut, thank fucking God. But yeah, the she liked Mexican food. I liked some of the Filipino food, so I guess it just worked out. And yeah, again, Filipinos are the Mexicans of Asia, so we just have a lot in common there.
Yeah, I was
So
about to say that.
yeah, so not in Asians like Filipinos, and yeah, that's this is so funny. We're gonna talk off air about some shit. That's so funny. But
The lost
anyway,
tapes.
yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so main event. So Khabib and Dustin Poirier. Well, we obviously have said a lot about, especially you, about the build up to this, and I kind of hate you right now, Rain, because I totally forgot about the aspect about his dad, and that this is the first time that he's gonna be there, and I know how Khabib's daddy how he rolls, man, literally. He's gonna fuck his son up if he doesn't win. So,
That's what I was thinking, man.
dude, like I think I don't think people say, oh, he fought not to not to lose instead of to win. I think that's what Khabib's gonna do, but it's gonna be. It's not that I don't want to lose to Poirier. It's that I don't want to lose and get my ass kicked by Daddy too.
Right. So I was thinking that because I was watching both of their countdown videos, right? And I'm like, their stories are so similar. It's just, Dustin lived here in America and Khabib was in Dagestan, and they both had their challenges growing up. They both had their struggles. They both kind of evenly matched on paper, both strong, both excellent fighters. But the last thing I was like wondering was like, okay, will Khabib handle all this pressure? His dad's gonna be there. If he fucking loses, what's next? Are we never gonna see Khabib again? Like, what kind of treatment is he going to receive from his dad if he does lose? Then I was thinking, I'm like, well, he didn't grow up thinking that way. There is no failure. There is like that. There is no option to that. He's gonna win no matter what. Nobody's been able to shut him down. Nobody's been able to finish him. So I was going back and forth, and then I saw another video. I was like, "Fuck, what's gonna happen now?" Khabib actually mentioned that he feels a little pressure, and I was surprised to hear this because just watching all the videos and him hanging out and him talking about his dad, and I'm like going back and forth. I'm like, yeah, there's no fear in him. There's no failure. That's not an option. Now he's coming out. He's like, dude, I feel all this pressure. I'm like, holy shit. He is human. He's not a fucking robot, that grew up with this, hard life. And, it's all about, oh, I smashed him and that's it. I like to maul him and that's it. He's going to get wrecked. No, he does have like a little fear in him.
That's the fear of Allah that Daddy put in him too.
Right? And then Dustin, man, like, it's good to see him that he's so happy and like he's being treated well. Like, even like months ago, he was talking about how, yeah, if he goes to Abu Dhabi, he's going to be in hostile territory. I wonder how people are going to treat me. Do I have to like watch my back, this and that? He's out there having a good time. He's being treated well. He's being treated like a fucking king. I guess Tony Ferguson's a little like jealous about what's going on in Abu Dhabi with all the treatment and shit.
Jesus Christ, like, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Insane though. I don't know who's gonna win. To be honest, I thought Khabib would just make this easy, but now watching all these videos and it's pressure, and then how Dustin is so loose and he's just acting like there's nothing to lose.
Yeah. I love that. To go that far away, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to say that this is undue pressure, but for lack of a better term or for lack of a better phrase, sometimes it seems or feels like fighters put quote unquote undue pressure on themselves of like, I came 4,000 miles to this, like I flew halfway around the world to fucking lose. You know what I mean? And Dustin, I think, is just good. Like, he's obviously confident he's gonna win, but also it's like, I think he's just like, well, fuck it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, I'm here to fight. And I think he really respects Khabib, but I don't think he's at all intimidated by him.
No.
And I don't think this is the first guy that's fought him that, like, I'm sure there's guys that Khabib has fought. Khabib is one of those guys, it seems like people might fear him or not, and then when you get in the cage with him, that's when you see what's up. But Poirier, I mean, that dude does. I picked him on the last podcast I was in, and like Abdur came off. I think I got to stick with it, but I will say that I think it's a lot closer now than I did a few days ago. It just people forget Poirier can fucking wrestle, man. Is he Ben Askren? Is he Tyrone Woodley? Is he Kamaru? Is he these legit Division I, All-American, national wrestlers and all that? No, but you gotta remember some of these fights. Joe Duffy and Anthony Pettis, like, he can grapple. He's not. I've never seen him get out wrestled, and I'm trying to think of like maybe the best wrestler he's fought. Especially, I mean, Alvarez and Gage are good wrestlers. They don't really fight. They don't really wrestle though. Not as much as they should anyway. But he just seems fearless of it. And I think, I mean, you got to remember he's with American Top Team. He's with a good team. I think they're gonna tell him, the right things to do, and he's got a good uppercut. I don't know. I just think there's some variables with him, and I think he can pull it off.
Yeah, I think who was it? Luke Thomas mentioned that he's only been taken down 3 or 4 times in the last I don't know how many fights he's had, but granted they were mostly strikers, but they had wrestling backgrounds too. He's hard to take down. But then again, it's Khabib. Like he takes everybody down. How can you get up from that though? I wonder if Dustin has it.
I'm trying to think of who's like the best wrestler that Khabib has fought. That's another question that people don't really think about. Like, I'm really trying to think of it. Like, Barboza's not a wrestler. Connor's not a wrestler. Iaquinta's not really a wrestler. I mean, I guess Michael Johnson was, but I don't remember the last time he's used his wrestling. What that one? Yeah, it's just I don't remember the Dos Anjos. I mean, yeah, he did maul Dos Anjos, but then again, Dos Anjos isn't really a wrestler either. He has good wrestling, but he's not really a wrestler. I guess that's the best parallel to this fight, but I think Dos Anjos fights angry and sometimes to his detriment, and I don't think Poirier is gonna have that problem. I think he respects him just enough to know where the danger is.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, just honestly, what he did to Holloway was just amazing. Like I've never seen a fighter like Poirier. I have immense respect now after that Holloway fight, not just because he beat him, but because he beat him in a way that honestly maybe the only way to beat him. Because Holloway seems like one of those guys like you got to carry him out on a stretcher. Now he lost the decision, but he did it by putting the fear of God in him. It's like I can fuck you up, man. I can hurt you, which I don't think he's ever had to deal with. I know Holloway's got a good chin and he's been hit hard before, but he's just like, fuck it, I'll keep taking him. But there's one of the few times where I've seen Holloway with that look in his eye, like, oh shit, he can actually fuck me up. And he did it for 5 rounds. I was like, that's why I couldn't believe that he would actually win. It's like, not that I cannot see Holloway get knocked out or get hurt or whatever, but it's like, if he gets hurt, he's just going to come back in the next round and fuck him up. Because eventually, Poirier's going to get tired, and he never did.
Mm-hmm.
So I think even if he is getting wrestled and beat up, I don't think he's going to lose his will, and I don't think he's going to get tired like all these other guys do.
Yeah. And Dustin's fought like the who's who, right? He moved from featherweight to lightweight, and he's just been crushing all these champions, like former champions. So, yeah, I keep fucking going back and forth, man. This is a crazy fight. I wasn't too excited about it before, but now I am. I'm like, damn, I don't even
Because
know.
this is one of the first or one of the few fights probably this year that's like merited. It's like, yeah, okay, is Poirier the number one guy? No, Ferguson is, but obviously fucked up shit has been happening where that fight doesn't happen. So it's like, what's the next best fight? This one.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people would say probably fucking Connor or whatever, but they're marks. You know what I mean?
God.
Like, we don't need to see that shit. This is the fight.
Yeah.
Forget about all the money. And then I do respect Khabib that at least he said that, like, I don't care about the money. I want the legacy. Connor doesn't deserve it. I want to fight. You basically said I want to fight bad motherfuckers, and Poirier is the best one out there right now besides Tony. And Tony's next, basically, is what he also said. So.
God, they both did. So
Poirier said, if he wins that, yeah, and dude, they know, and
That's so beautiful, man.
That goes to show what a bad motherfucker Tony is, and the fact that Tony also said that he doesn't want to fight Conor is like, why do I want to do that?
Right.
I want to fight. I want to fight the winner of this. I want to fight Khabib. I definitely want to fight Khabib, and if it's Dustin, I want to fight him too. Like I want. That whole champ shit only. I know people kind of laugh at it or whatever. Like, dude, he fucking means it, man.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. Nobody gives a shit about Conor. It's beautiful. Like, these guys know. They just know what's up. Like, fuck Conor. That would have been an easy fight.
Well, people, everyone wants that fight. Let's be real, but it's like, what's the fight that in the long run is gonna work out for me?
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Because you could be Connor, and yeah, you'll make a lot of money, and yeah, you could take care of your family. That's all really important. But what you're gonna have that fight, and then what are you gonna do? Like,
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
yeah, he's not in that spot to get like every. We know Connor after he beat Aldo, after he beat Alvarez. That is the guy you wanted to fight because he was a champ, whatever you
Mhm.
wanted to say, and obviously he'd beat so many guys. And then even after the Nate Diaz loss, it's like, yeah, you want to fight that guy because now you see that he's beatable and all these things. But
Mhm.
right now there's shit at stake, and this is probably one of maybe the best time ever for lightweight, and it's just refreshing to see that someone acknowledged it and that the fans are loving it too.
Yeah, they all have a story. They've all been fighting for a long time. They've all gone through their struggles. Like they all are connected somehow. It's fucking beautiful, man. Like I'm so glad Connor's like slowly going out of the picture. Like it's
He'll
back to
come back
normal
soon
again.
enough. He'll come back soon enough.
Yeah, eventually it'll happen, but
Yeah.
yeah.
For right now, we get to enjoy this. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm so glad he's not even gonna show up to Abu Dhabi. If he did, I think it would be dangerous.
He'll get fucking murdered.
Yeah, I think it would be a dangerous situation for him to go there. So
Come with a riot shield, Connor, because they're gonna be throwing a lot of stones your way.
yeah, I mean they talked about hospitality, even though you could be the enemy or whatever. I think in Connor's case, they don't fucking care.
Yeah, he touched that Islam card, man, and I
Yeah,
know I do it from time to time, but I'm not trying to get killed. He said some shit that's reprehensible by many in that space, you know. So yeah. So I'm going Poirier. Um,
yeah,
you had to choose right now. What do you think?
yeah. Dustin.
That's nice, nice, and it seems like little by little people are actually picking up. It's refreshing to see because as much as we said and all this stuff with the environment and his dad and the people and all that, at the end of the day, Khabib still took a year off, and there's been
Mhm.
he's come off layoffs. I know there's been worse layoffs than this, but I think this is the biggest layoff where he's taking on a really tough opponent. Usually when he's come off layoffs, he fights somewhat easy opponents. This time, getting a monster.
Dude, they're
And
eating like
Poirier has not been taking time off at all.
yeah, and the videos, not the ones that UFC showed, but some of those videos, they're like eating like crazy. Later on, yeah, Khabib is like asking about food and
Tiramisu.
he's asking about food and like how many calories is in it and this and that. And so hopefully he's on point because we all know he's had issues with his weight before. And then now he's just treated like royalty out there. So I would just wonder.
Just have pork. Nothing but pork in the kitchen. Just everywhere he goes, pork. If Issa comes to that, he's gonna go to hell. So you gotta make sacrifices, kid. And if you really want your boy to win, just put pork everywhere. Make sure he makes that fucking weight.
That's what's funny.
All right. So Poirier. So I guess we'll just condense the headlines and the matchups. Again, this is kind of a weird episode, so we're just kind of gonna run through some of these. We're not gonna go into too much detail. Um, okay, so I guess we'll start. This is probably gonna go into detail. So Cyborg signing with Bellator. Um, I know this is what you wanted. Basically, your wish came true, right?
Hell yeah, it did.
So you're cool with
Hell
this.
yeah. Yeah, and she mentioned that she will be able to box too.
Oh yeah, we kind of assumed that, you know.
Yep. So I'm like, yes, she's getting everything she wants. She wanted. She's finally at home. It's about fucking time.
And I know you alluded to this in the past when we talked about her possibly signing. Is that well, Bellator is kind of based in California, so she could probably have most of her fights in her home state, you know.
Oh yeah, she's already coming up here this weekend for meet and greet.
To Sacramento, to
San Jose, the
San
Bellator
Jose.
fight.
Okay. Ah, oh right, that's who's it? Mitrione, right?
Bader.
Mitrione and Bait. No, Mitrione. Blah. Yeah, Bader and Congo.
Yep.
So I forgot about that. Invictus
Yeah.
happening. Invictus happening on Friday too, and God damn it, I didn't look to the card enough. I know Kay Hansen's fighting, and I believe Victoria Leonardo. Where like, there's some interesting fights, but again, this is I don't even know what to call this. I don't know if it's a condensed episode or just fucking just talking about whatever the fuck we want. But
Yeah.
I think we just needed a break from the typical format for the time being, at least for tonight. So
Yeah,
I'm
we're
liking
just
it so far. Yeah.
shooting the breeze, chit chatting.
Yeah. I'm
But
getting more an insight of like how shit happens behind the scenes or whatever. Yeah, so Cyborg sounded like she's gonna get a title shot right off the bat, right?
that's
That's
what
what
it
I had heard.
sounds like, but they're still talking about it. So I guess she's gonna come up here this weekend while she's doing her meet and greet. You know, they already got her put on working already. God damn. Um, they're gonna she's gonna be out here talking to Scott Coker about what's gonna happen next and shit. So
I think that's one thing that Scott Coker, you know, I think the UFC, like, I don't know if you've ever been to, I know you've been to UFC fights, but I don't know if you've ever been to like the fan events, either, international. Well, I can't speak for international fight week because I've never been there, but like local events, those meet and greets where you can meet certain fighters and stuff. Um, Not that they're bad fighters, not that but like I don't know. Sometimes it just feels like so jumbled. It's like there's a random flyweight in there who only has like one fight, and then you could also meet Tony Ferguson or Jorge Masvidal, like fan favorites. But then you can also meet, I don't know, Jessica I or, but you know what I mean? Like it's really random. But I think Bellator does a good job of like getting people. They'll focus in on Cyborg, Nick Diaz, Fedor. These guys with actual fan bases. Like they know who's popping.
yeah, yeah. So I'm happy. I thought about it too. I was like, shit, maybe I should go to that fight. I was like, fuck, got that party to go to. Cause yeah, Chris
What?
is up
Oh
there as
yes, no,
well.
yeah. True, true. Damn.
Yeah. So
Is that Saturday or is it Friday? I thought it was Friday.
is it Friday?
I think it is.
Shit, I got something to do on Friday too. Damn it.
We busy, which kind of explains this
Gotcha.
episode as well. But okay, so since this is both of these next things are shit, but I know we've kind of talked about it. So, what did you think of this? I mean, I guess we got to take his word for it. Dana says that he's letting BJ go.
Finally, finally, he's helping him. It's
Well,
about
I do
damn
like that. At
time.
least he said like fighting is the least of his worries. He needs to focus on his family and
Hmm.
shit like that, which I think is definitely good advice. But I I just yeah, exactly. Finally, is like, and of all things, this like not the abusing, not the wife, the kids, not the he saw him in a bar fight. Shit that he's done a dozen times, if not more. It got caught on camera this time, and he got knocked the fuck out. Wow, sure that's not the first time.
Right.
We
Yeah.
know he gets in bar fights, and then I didn't even read it. I didn't even want to bother, but it says something. What did he say that like he wanted to hug the guy, or the guy wanted to hug him, and all of a sudden he like sucker punched him or something? Like, what are you talking about, dude? You're a fucking 41-year-old man. What are you doing in this shit anyway? Like, you should know your surroundings well enough. You know what the bad bars are. You know where the bad peeps are.
Hmm.
Come on, dude.
Especially Hawaii.
Yeah,
It's,
they're a tight knit community from everything I've seen, and this goes from like the big island to the small islands.
yeah. So if you're getting in a fight almost every other weekend or some shit, like there's got to be issues.
Yeah. Yep.
Come on now, it's got to be you.
Whether
Um.
it's you being a drunken asshole or you're, around drunken assholes, you're still a dumbass.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool. Finally, Dana White said no, we're not going to do it anymore. This and that. But I was thinking too, like I don't think that fight would have happened anyways because he did get knocked out. There's evidence
Yeah.
of it, and the commission or whoever would be like, "Well, you got knocked out. You don't have to sit this one out." And they would have. probably sat him in the first place.
Do you
That Nick Lentz
remember
fight
where,
would have never happened.
do you remember where that fight was supposed to take place?
No, I should have looked it up, but I think it was sometime soon.
Well, I'm asking because if it was in California, which I don't think the UFC is coming to California this year anymore. I know California would do it. Most likely New York would do it. Probably New Jersey. But those are like the only states that I can count on to actually do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think Vegas would do it. You know what I mean? Like I would hope they would, but the whole CAT scan thing is still pretty new. And yeah, I hope that you're right. If that's what ended up happening, that for his sake, for everyone's sake, especially for the commission's sake, they wouldn't sanction it. But I don't know. They've also sanctioned fucking Chuck Liddell to fight Tito Ortiz at the same time. So I really don't know. And speaking of shit that should never happen, this fucking KSI and Logan Paul fight. Here, I'm okay. This is the only reason I wanted to bring it up. It's weird because I didn't know about this, but I did know that something was happening here in Staples Center because I like to see what's happening in my area, especially if any like regional shows are coming nearby. I like to see what's nearby when it's happening. So I go on the California State Athletic Commission website. They have like a schedule, and usually it's like Indian casinos, random spots in Fresno and Oakland and Temecula and shit. And for some reason, I saw that in November there's gonna be a boxing match that's gonna happen on the Zone in Staples Center of all places. So I'm like, if this is Staples Center, this has to be Pacquiao. This has to be a big star. And it turns out it's this shit. So when I actually found out about it, I'm like, okay. And now, honestly, I know you're probably gonna hate me for this stream, but I want to go. I'm not gonna buy tickets. I would never do this in a fucking million years. But I do want to see if I could get credentialed because this shit just looks like it's gonna be a shit show, and I want to be there for it. And I hope they listen to this too. If they're ever going through my shit and it's like, yeah, I'm going because I want to see what kind of disaster it's gonna be. It's happening in my hometown. Let's see what they do with it.
I didn't even see the first one. Did you see the first one?
No.
This is a rematch or some shit?
Yeah, no, I did not watch the first one. I know who Logan Paul is. I don't even know who the other guy is. I just know that he's black and he's British.
Yeah, they had issues on YouTube.
Yeah, I think it's all bullshit. I don't care about any of the beef. I don't care about whether they can fight or not. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't care. I just want to see a shit show. I've been to enough regional shows that I know what kind of shit happens. And I think this can take the bucket. Once you're like, and honestly, I hate the Staples Center. I really do. And as of the last UFC event that happened there last year, I am never going to go back to the Staples Center for a concert or a fight unless it is blockbuster. I mean, it's got to be fucking dynamite if it's a fight card. And if it's a concert, it better be a band that I have not seen in like 10 years reuniting. It better be something fucking good because there's not a lot of good reasons to go to Staples Center. The acoustics suck, the shit is expensive, and the seats aren't that good. So I would never pay for this fight in a million years, but I wouldn't mind covering it. So here's to me trying to cover this shit.
Go for it, man.
And there was supposed to be a really good fight. Like the undercard's supposed to be good with like legit boxers, which goes to show, we talk about MMA being a shit show. Like you got to look at boxing too, man. Some of the shit they've done. I mean, just 2 years ago was Conor and Floyd. So it's not like they're beyond this,
That's crazy.
People talk about like, oh, MMA is WWE, but it's like, dude, boxing's kind of been WWE for a long time.
Yeah.
For a long fucking time. And then, I just, because we started talking about boxing, I sent you that picture. You saw about that, right? That Tyrone Spong's going to fight Usyk of all fucking people?
Okay, so you know more about boxing than I do.
Uh-huh.
How dangerous is this fight? Because I was surprised.
Oleksandr Usyk is one of the top pound for pound fighters in the world. He has like fucking 6 titles, and they're legit. I don't know if he's undefeated or not, but if he is defeated, I don't remember the last. It's been years, and he's a killer. He's a killer. Like this is Tyrone Spong is in for some shit. But how long has he been boxing? Like 2 or 3 years? Like at least professionally? You know what I mean? Like this
He's
is a big step.
he's 14-0 right now in boxing.
I mean,
So
it definitely gets my attention, and I know a lot of boxing fans aren't gonna know who he is, but if you're a kickboxing fan or shit, even an MMA fan, he had a few MMA fights. You want to watch this, but fair warning, he's probably gonna get murdered. This is not an easy fight. This is amazing.
wonder.
I couldn't believe it that they did that. I was like, really?
He
Yeah,
must have something then, because if they're just gonna toss him to Tyrone. There's got to be something. I was surprised to see it. I'm like, is this legit? Like, because I was wondering how this all worked out for him. Like, when is he gonna start fighting like the top fighters? Because he was just doing like the regional.
yeah, and then Usyk is I believe he's the Soviet bloc. I think he's Ukrainian,
Mm-hmm.
and he's somewhere from the Soviet bloc. And obviously, we see there's a lot of badass Soviet bloc era Russian boxers right now. But yeah, I mean, I know Spong's tough, but he's got his work cut out for him, man. But if he does this, trust me, this is gonna be like Ruiz Joshua levels of like, oh,
Really?
yes, yes.
Holy shit!
Usyk is a bad motherfucker. I'm gonna have to find some highlights and show them to you. That dude is bad. He's fucking scary, man. And there's not many times where I see Tyrone Spong fighting anyone that I'm scared for him. And yeah, this is gonna be. He better be training, and he better be training hard, because this is not gonna be an easy fight. But I will say, at the end of the day, he's got power. This is not impossible. He has power. He can put anybody out. If he did it in kickboxing, he did it in MMA, he can do it in boxing as well. But it's not going to be easy. Possible, but not easy.
Yeah, he's had scary
Yeah,
KOs in kickboxing.
yeah.
Um, he's had 14 fights in boxing, and 13 of them are KOs. The kickboxing KOs are like 60, and he's fought 100 times.
Has Spong ever fought in Muay Thai? I've always known him as a kickboxer, but has he ever
Yeah.
had any Muay Thai? He's had Muay Thai fights as well.
Yep.
Okay, that's the one thing I never knew about him, because I know there's guys out there that never actually fight Muay Thai. They just stick with the Dutch style.
I think it was 16 or 17 when he first started. There's like
Okay.
old footage with him and Overing when they were little.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, they were small.
They're, they're
Their
they're
body
like the same
size.
age, right? Like they think Overeem's
I
what, like a year or two younger, older or something.
Yeah, I think Overing was a couple years older, but their body sizes compared to now, yeah, they were small. Like Tyrone was like a little skinny, tall dude,
Yeah.
but he moved up so many different weight classes.
See you, and correct me if I'm wrong. You think Tyrone Spong's hot too, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, you like gingers. Yeah. You're kind of like my lady in that way too. You're all over the place, but I guess I get it.
Tyrone's rugged.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's a fucking specimen.
Yeah, he has that cute smile.
But then again, you don't like Borachino. I don't know. But then again, like you said,
He's
Borachino's
too cute.
and
Oh,
he's dumb.
oh, at least Tyrone has like tattoos.
He falls for the hey, your shoelaces untied. Sure.
Hey, Masada.
You think that's what he told him?
I don't know, maybe.
That'd
Who
be.
knows?
I can only imagine Yoel with his raspy ass, fucking husky and puffy voice, like Usada. Fuck. Jeff Nowitzki's trying to crawl into the octagon and shit. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. Jesus Christ. Well, I guess that's a good way to end it. I mean, I don't know even what we're doing here, so I think we're just gonna call it a night from here. I don't know how much editing and post editing stuff I'm gonna do with this. So I'll probably just kind of leave it as is, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Maybe we'll do this a little bit more from time to time, but yeah, I had fun.
You gotta leave the dick comment.
If you want,
Cool, man.
We'll talk about off air about things you may or may not want. There's definitely things I need to edit out, but I have to consult with you because
Oh,
hey, you
shit.
know what? You know what? I have to be fair, and if you don't want it, it's cool. But I have to be fair because I've heard so many podcasts, and I know guys either try to refrain from it, or if they do, they just don't give a shit. Talking about how many times you heard Joe Rogan and Shab, bro, fucking Ostovich, dime piece, and
Oh, yeah.
Paige dime. Oh, have you seen the titties on blah blah blah? It's like, dude.
Yeah. Tiggle
Obviously,
bitties.
we have a different dynamic here. I'm not gonna be talking about how much I'm thirsting for Cindy Danza, and I'm not gonna let you talk about Paul Felder's unit.
Unit. It's a little dragon.
Well, little yeah, that's where he gets the name from, huh? I just hope it's not fire breathing, because you could get caught up with something
It could be,
down
man.
there. That's permanent.
It matches. Sorry. I'm sorry. Oh,
You're
shit.
terrible.
I'll keep my mouth shut, man. See, this is
You're
what happens when we just let it all go. Instead of, trying to be proper.
we prep for you guys for a reason, but again, maybe this is the way to go. Who knows? It's worth a break in the monotony every once in a while.
Oh my god, sorry. I hope I don't get DMs.
If you do, I hope they're right.
Fire crotch DMs and shit.
Oh, that's one of the best. I still remember the first time I heard that. I think it was when that one douchebag, I don't know his name, some rich dude was talking about Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan is a fire crotch. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? And then I found out what it was. I'm like, man, that guy's a douchebag, but that shit's funny.
Who said that? I
You don't remember
that.
He was like Paris Hilton's friend. It was just some rich white boy. I don't know. He was like the heir of some big company or something. I don't know. I don't remember his name, but he was just drunk, and Lindsay Lohan is a fire crotch. Yeah. Damn, blast from the past, man. Oh, you young kids, you probably don't even know what we're talking about.
No, right?
So that's gonna do it for this episode. So I guess we'll just sign off with, watch UFC 242. Stay cool. We're in California, so it's been fucking murderous down here. But at the same time, I'm grateful to not be in the Middle East with that amount of heat or that amount of oppression. So I'm happy being where I'm at. I'm sure, Reen, I know you're gonna co-sign because you're a woman. But just stay in, wake up somewhat early. I don't know, day drinking, order a pizza. I don't know. It'll be interesting to not party. Have I don't think many people are gonna have a fight party for this one. So enjoy UFC 242. Watch Invicta if you can. Sorry for not being a better women's MMA fan about this one, but watch Invicta, watch Bellator, and we'll keep you guys up to date. So until next week, Weili Zhang Mark all the way.
Oh my god! I wonder if she's gonna be in like some movie with Jackie Chan or something.
Hey, you gotta remember the American the film companies, they're not catering to us. They're catering for. Why do you think Transformers and all these fucking movies are so big? Why do you think they don't focus on making like interesting movies anymore? Because they just want things that go fucking bang bang and fucking blow up. Because that's universal. We like seeing shit blow up, and you don't need captions or dubbing for that. You just want to see big shit. You just want to see buildings and cars blow up. So, Weili Zhang is for the people, man.
Yep.
Weili Zhang can probably bring a halt to this Hong Kong bullshit. Let's see what she can do. She may be the hero that we didn't know that we needed, but maybe we do need her. Love that chick. Love that chick, and I'm just excited. I hope Tatiana doesn't fuck her up too bad. I kind of have a feeling she might, but I'm marking out, man. That's the next fight I'm going full Weili. See, we're bringing it all around to the event last week.
Jessica.
Hey, Jessica's still cool. She can still roll with us. We're still homies.
Yeah. I still love her.
I know you invite her for coffee to your house one day, any day of the week, right?
Man, I'll bring her home and I'll even make breakfast for her. I don't do that kind of shit.
But then again, you also make breakfast for Paul Felder, so
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't do that kind of shit. You gotta be something special for me to bring you even to my house
that would be the weird. Oh,
and
never
even
mind. What even?
wake up and make you breakfast too. Yeah, because
Oh,
I usually go and then I sneak out while you're sleeping, so we don't have to have like an awkward situation in the morning. You know what I mean?
see,
Say
people,
I leave.
this is who I have to deal with week in and week out. So now you're getting a glimpse.
What? Damn.
Yeah, I know you
Oh,
guys. I know you guys think that Irene's out there, but she's a lot more out there than you know and that you think. You're just getting a glimpse.
you get a female's perspective. Well, I'm kind of like a female. I think I could do sometimes.
Nah,
Normal.
you do, but I've met worse. I've met worse. You're I still think you're balanced, even if you don't think so.
I can at least I keep it real, right?
Yes, yes, we do definitely. So that's gonna do it for tonight. So we'll catch you guys next week, I guess.
Right. See ya.